Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna discuss Pythagorean Theorem, or in other references, it is Pythagoras Theorem. So I'm Teacher Saldi. Welcome to my channel. In this video, you will learn three ideas. So first, how Pythagorean Theorem has been derived. Next, relate sides of the triangle to height, base, and hypotenuse. And lastly, easily solve special triangles. So 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, or also known as the isosceles triangle, and 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees using ratio and proportion. So Pythagoras is best known for the theorem of right angle triangle, or also known as the Pythagorean Theorem. So it says that when a triangle has a right angle or 90-degree angle and the squares are made on each of the three sides. So when we have side A, side B, and side C, and taking the square, so meaning to say you multiply it to itself, A times A, B times B, C times C. So then the biggest square has the exact same area as other two squares put together. So meaning to say when you square A, or A times A plus B times B is equal to C squared. Example, a right triangle has 3, 4, and 5 sides in it. So let's get Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So we have A as 3, or what we call the height. B which is equal to 4, or also known as the base, and C which is equal to 5, or what we call the hypotenuse. So squaring A, we get 9. So A squared, that's 9, plus 4 squared, which is equal to 16, which is equal to 5 squared, that's 25. So 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. So to find any missing value, formulas were derived. So if you are looking for the hypotenuse, we get C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. C is equal to the square root of A squared plus B squared. If you are looking for A, or what we call the height, we get A squared is equal to C squared minus B squared. A now is equal to square root of C squared minus B squared. And lastly, we have B squared is equal to C squared minus A squared. B is equal to the square root of C squared minus A squared. Now, this is the proof of Pythagorean theorem. So in the diagram below, we can show that A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared using the area of the whole square and area of the pieces. So let's have first the area of the whole square. Area is equal to A plus B raised to 2, or A plus B times A plus B. So expanding this term, we get A squared plus AB plus AB plus B squared. That's why we have 2AB. That's equation number 1. Next, we have the area of the pieces. The area of the pieces have tilted square and 4 triangles. So let's have first the area of the tilted square. So since we have C as the side, the area of the square, or the tilted square, is C squared plus the area of the triangle. So we all know that the area of the triangle is 1/2 base times the height, or AB over 2. Since we have 4 triangles, we will multiply it by 4. So that equals to 2AB. So combining the two, the tilted square and the 4 triangles, the area is equal to C squared plus 2AB. That's equation number 2. Now, since both areas are equal, from equation 1 and equation 2, we have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared equals c squared plus 2ab. Now, we will subtract 2ab from both sides. That is why we get a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Example, we will solve the triangle. So, we have 5 as the height, 12 as the base, and we are looking for the hypotenuse. So, the formula for hypotenuse is equal to square root of a squared plus b squared. A, which is 5, b is equal to 12. So, we get square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared. We get square root of 25 plus 144. So, summing it up, we will get square root of 169. Now, square root of 169 has two values. We have positive and the negative. Since we are looking for the side, we do not get negative value. So, we take the positive one. So, square root of 169 is 13. So, that will be our hypotenuse. Another example, how about when the height is missing? So, we take the formula for height, or the A is equal to square root of c squared minus b squared. Wherein c is equal to 26, or the hypotenuse, and b is equal to 10, or what we call the base. So, we have square root of 676 minus 100, which is equal to square root of 576 equals 24. This is the last example. How about if b is missing, or the base? So, we take the formula for base, which is equal to square root of c squared minus a squared. So, substituting the value of c, we have 17, and a, which is equal to 8. So, that equals to square root of 289 minus 64. We get square root of 225, which is equal to 15. We have what we call special triangles. So, we will get the value of each side using ratio and proportion. So, let's have first the 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees triangle, or the right triangle with 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees has a ratio of 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2 on its sides. As you can see, the hypotenuse is twice the value of the smallest side, and the base is equal to the square root of 3 times the smallest side. Let's have an example. So, let's have 8 as the height, b is missing, and c is missing. So, although you can use trigonometric functions in this case because we have degrees, okay? But if you are not familiar with the trigonometric functions yet, you can use ratio and proportion. So, we get the ratio of the triangle, which is 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2, which is equal to 1 is the smallest side. So, that's A, or the height. So, that's 8 is to B is to C. So, as you can see, the hypotenuse is twice the smallest side. So, we can get B as 8 times square root of 3, which is equal to 8 square root of 3. So, because the base is square root of 3 times the height. Next is the C, or the hypotenuse, which is twice the smallest side, or twice the height. which is equal to 16. Therefore, your B is equal to h squared of 3 and C is equal to 16. No need to perform the Pythagorean Theorem on special triangles. Just like this triangle, a right triangle with 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. How about if the given is base? Okay, so we have also 1 square root of is to square root of 3 is to 2. So equals A is to 9 is to C. So how do we get the value of A and C? So we can get the value of A by dividing the value or dividing the side by its ratio. So we will divide 9 by square root of 3, we get 3 square root of 3. So that's the value of A. Now, since the hypotenuse is twice the A, you will just multiply A by 2. Okay? So that's 2 times 3 square root of 3, which is 6, equals to 6 square root of 3. That's the value of A and C. Then we get to the last example. How about if the hypotenuse is given? So we have again the ratio 1 is 2 square root of 3 is to 2, which is equal to A is to B is to 26. Since the hypotenuse is twice the A, we will just divide the hypotenuse by 2 so we can get A. So A is equal to 26 divided by 2, which is equal to 13. Now, B is equal to square root of 3 times the A. So we can get B is equal to 13 times square root of 3, which is equal to 13 square root of 3. The value of A is 13 and B is 13 square root of 3. Next, we have isosceles triangle or a right triangle with 45 degrees, and 90 degrees that has a ratio of 1 is to 1 is to square root of 2 on its sides. So meaning to say, if you have one side, automatic the other side is also 1. Okay? Because they have the same ratio, they have the same side. And the ratio of the hypotenuse is square root of 2. Meaning to say, you will get the hypotenuse by just multiplying square root of 2 on the side. Let's have an example. So, when the height or the base is 5 or given, you can get 1 is to 1 is to square root of 2, which is equal to 5 is to 5 is to C. So since A is equal to B, that's equals to 5. And C is equal to 5 times square root of 2, that's 5 square root of 2. So we get B is 5, and then C is equal to 5 square root of 2. How about if the hypotenuse is given? So all you need to do, okay, is to divide the hypotenuse by its ratio. So 1 is to 1 is to square root of 2 is equal to A is to B is to 10. So again, A and B or A or B is equal to 10 divided by square root of 2. So you get 5 square root of 2. Since A is equal to B, B is also 5 square root of 2. That is why we get A as 5 square root of 2 and B is 5 square root of 2. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this video.